Hi, I'm Pam Hoelzle, and we're here today at the Dear Rockstar interview, and I am psyched to have with me Candy Bell from Naptural Virgo Products, someone that I happened upon at a farmer's market, right?
Yes.
I'm so excited you're here to share your starter story with us today,
Yes.
Candy. Well, I think there's so many things we could get into, but maybe we start by you giving the listener and the viewer a little bit of information about your company right now.
Okay. So right now I am currently still making my own products. Currently still retailing my products at retail.
And your products are?
A lot of them. It's a whole line. So there's body butters, body scrubs, body polishes, I like to call them, a little bit more politically correct. Lip balms, hair products, natural hair creams, hair sprays, laundry detergent. So it goes from house to home.
And you make all of these?
By hand.
And the thing I loved is not only by hand, but they're all natural.
They're all natural, yes.
So tell us a little bit about how this started. Like, what led you? How did you start this Naptural Virgo?
Well, actually, believe it or not, I started only with butter. I said, I'm going to take on butter and be the butter queen of the world. But friends continue to ask, okay, well, Candy, do you make deodorant? In which I do. Do you make deodorants? Do you make lip balms? Do you make body scrubs? And so it just
okay, but what led you to the body? How did you start the body butter?
It started because when I would go to the shelves and I would read products and it would say, this is all natural. And when you go to read the labels, there were tons of other, there's a lot of chemicals and a lot of things. And I'm not just to say that, but if you do read the labels, there's a lot of things and products that they claim to be natural, and they're really not natural. They contain a lot of other ingredients. So I decided to make my own, which I knew that if I made it myself, I knew it would be natural because I knew what I wasn't going to put into it.
Okay, so you made it for yourself
Made it for myself.
And then?
Then I used family and friends as guinea pigs and tried it on them. Make sure no one had any reactions or anything. But being that it was all natural, I was willing to even try it on my son.
Right.
And he's 11 now. And I started using my products on him at the age of 8 or 9. And that's also not only with the body, but also with our hair.
Yeah.
So, but the body butter, I started with him, I started with myself, and I realized that it was very, very good quality. But I knew it needed an improvement. So I would try it on my friends and ask for their honest feedback. And I didn't care if it was negative or positive. I took it all as constructive criticism.
Right.
And I just build on, and it got better and better and better and better.
And so when did you take it out to the world, and how did you start selling it? What was the how did you get it out past family and friends?
Well, I did my first event, so to speak, down in Snell Isle in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Okay.
Really nice event, very extravagant. And I wasn't sure what to expect. My first event, I ordered a banner, did all this stuff, and I heard a lot of people's problems with skin issues. And that's when I really, really took it personal. Just personal, and eczema, psoriasis, and that's what gave me fuel for my passion.
So first it had been your skin problems.
It was our skin problems.
Now as you have the product out, you're hearing everybody else's.
Yes, tons of issues. So that's what I went more into like the lavenders when I started hearing more of people's skin issues, and then it sold, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I sold, Then I would get phone calls and emails, so then it went from there, and just jumping on other people's issues and other people's skin problems, it made me dive into more of the scrubs and other product.
So one product you get out, you start getting feedback, and it grows product by product.
Yes, yes.
How long ago was that?
Technically, 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, and about a year before I actually came to the world.
Okay. So what I love, I heard you speak, and one of the things I thought was so profound, and I thought, oh my gosh, we got to talk more about that, is your idea of both and. Sometimes we hear this idea out there that if you're not willing to quit for your idea, or, if you're not all in, you're not going to be able to start something.
It's true.
Tell us a little bit about how you've designed your life and Because you're working a job and you've started this company.
Yes, it is possible. And that's one thing I want people to understand is that it's very possible. First, you have to get your passion. I have my passion in line. I had to line up my passion and make the time for that while making sure I also worked my job. So it's a time management thing. The weekends are no longer, go and hang out. If I have product to make, I dedicate one of my weekend days to just making product. During the week, I still have to work a normal job and give that my attention, my 100%. And I also have to give time, whether it's in the evening. One thing I realized, one thing I think would help people who are trying to really start their own business is allocate time, especially in the evenings. I also have a child.
So you have a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, I also have a child, and it's and he deserves my attention, so it's kind of like, okay, I get off work, all right, so he has homework and things, so we do time with him, whether it's an hour, make sure homework's done, spend that time, then you have to spend at least an hour, I think, on your passion, on your business. I highly recommend it. That way you don't have a tons of work for your weekend. Try to do an hour a day. In my case, I sometimes make lip balm.
So you're actually the manufacturing plant. You're making each of these.
Yes.
So did you decide to keep what's your thought on keeping a job and building a business? What has been?
I think if you have a job that you like, okay, if you have a job you love, it makes it easier. It's not so much of a transition. If you have a passion that you love, then you're really not working a job. Passion, I wouldn't be doing this today because it's not easy. Like you say, I'm manufacturing, I'm making, I'm packaging, I'm labeling, I'm doing all of it. But I have a passion for it. And really the people that get my product, the people that purchase my product, the people that try the product, when I hear that it helped with this, it gives me more fuel. When I hear that it aided them in this, it gives me more fuel. When I hear that, oh my gosh, my dad loves it, it gives me more fuel, so it's
stokes that engine within.
It really does.
So your why behind this whole line is what?
Why do I do it? To please people. To please people. I do it to make sure others are happy. When I hear that it works for a 6-month-old, then I hear it works for someone's grandmother or grandfather. That's my why. Yeah. I think that's really why I do it. It's not selfishness at all. It's not for me because I love the way it smells or I love the way it makes my body feel, which I do. Right. But I like when I hear it from other people. I get more of a out of it.
So what is some of the inflection points on your journey? You got it out there and started, but what have been some of the tough moments or the breakthrough moments for you?
There's been quite a few. The tough moments is really when I started, when I would go to a show and one person would purchase it and then I wouldn't hear from them again. And I'm like, oh, well, did they like it or not? Or how was that for them? Or that didn't work for them, But when it got to the point where Sally or John or so bought it for his wife or Sally bought, for herself, personal gift, when they keep calling back or when they keep being repetitive customers, that's like a breakthrough. Yeah, that's a breakthrough.
When you start to get the repeat business.
Yes.
Or the referral.
Whether referral or, I saw you at this show. I saw you in Lakeland. I saw you here. I saw you there. And I bought this there. I don't know what it was, but I want to buy it again. Some of the tough moments are, and this will sound a little crazy, but sometimes you can get so busy that, it's like, okay, I'm at a balance. I have this going on. Okay, well, work is really demanding right now. Business is demanding right now. I have too much going on. Those are tough moments.
So I hear you saying one of the big challenges is this whole time management, balance, whatever that is.
Yes.
What's your secret sauce? What's your recipe for that?
For balancing the two, the three, or the four?
Managing
everything.
The busyness.
Priority. What needs me right now? It's hard to, I would tell anyone, especially if you have a kid or kids, you have a job, you have a business, what wants you right now? What's calling you right now? Is it work? If your business can wait that night, then put it off for that night, but you can actually drive yourself into the ground if you do too much. So you have to learn time management, manage your time. You can't be everywhere at every moment. Understand that. I've learned to understand that I can't be all places all the time. So if my son has a report that's due, everything waits. Even if I have to make products that night, everything waits.
So this is like designing a life.
You've
got like all these ingredients in your life.
It is.
Right?
Yes, you're very right.
So getting overly busy in one of those areas has been a tough point. What's been some of the other inflections that you've had to get through and like break through to be in this business? Earning trust. Earning trust. Earning trust is, it's actually still difficult. I don't think that ever goes away. I'm sure if we bought a product and we may believe in that product, but the next person still may not. And it's a lot of big companies that are out here. You may trust it and I may not. And that may be 40 years from now. So that's one of the big things is earning trust and trusting my product. What have you done specifically to earn your customers' trust?
Make sure I maintain quality, first off. I give a lot of samples. So if I trusted enough to let you sample it, and I know that I trusted enough that you'll sample it, you'll want it once you...
So you take some of the risk out.
I take a lot of...
de-risk it if I get to try it.
Yes. I want you to see it, because once you try it, take it home, then you will trust it. You'll learn to trust it. Trust is a very, very big... it's a big issue. You have competition,
right?
In anything,
right.
In hair product, and in the drinks we drink.
Right.
There's competition. So there's competition in product, and I have to make sure that I maintain that quality, and that's a constant battle of making sure that my quality stays above the rest or above what I think. Even if I think it's good, it has to be better.
And then the profitability too.
Profitability. That's, that's another.
You're going to trust me, but I've also got to be able to sustain this.
That's right. So when you say a couple of inflections, that's one of the other things is I have to give away a lot. So, I give away a lot so that I get more back.
And that's kind of your marketing cost.
Yes.
Right? I used to run a company with a hair care line. Mm-hmm. And so our samples were our marketing costs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But that only works if those convert.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's actually a good way to put it. It is a marketing cost because that is how I market. That's part of how I market myself. I give out samples, but it's a two-way street. I do it to give out so they can try it, but also to earn my trust. So.
Well, and then with a product like this, there's a lifetime value of a client,
yes.
right? Because if I love this and
yes.
I'm a woman that wants to use body butter and I keep running out of it, the lifetime value of a client might
yes.
be quite substantial.
Yes.
6 years, I tell 10 friends, I buy 10 things from you a year, and so do they.
Yes.
So that price of the sample now becomes very realistic if the quality's there and you get me, right?
So you have to maintain that quality no matter what. You have to maintain that quality. So that's one of the, the battles. If nothing else, maintain the quality.
A time when you have felt like giving up, or you've got really bad news and you had to move through it?
Yeah, that's really good. One of the toughest moments is when I kind of felt like giving up. That's digging deep.
Stuff we don't usually talk about, but it's really the stuff that we want to know more about.
It's so true. I've had a couple tough moments. When I started my business, I was in a position at a corporate level with a lot on my plate. And it was really demanding a lot of my time, taking away from my business. Then I took a year off, to focus totally on I focused totally on the business. That's all I did. I was not working.
Okay, so was that the year that you launched it?
That was the beginning of that year. That's when I really launched it.
Okay.
Because I had the time.
It took a year to kind of
push it. This was after the friends and family and, when I'm really out there.
Starting to go.
I starting
People
to really
like
go.
Yes.
Exactly. Like, woo. So I'm like, this is it, And I did that. And then I went back to work. That was the roughest, toughest time for me, because when people demand anything of me, or if they needed anything, I was there. And I was able to, to provide when they wanted it at the time that they wanted it, But when I went back to work,
all of a sudden reality, right?
I had to manage that time. So I wasn't doing it as I was supposed to be doing it. I kind of my business had to take a back burner to starting this new job. And you know what brought me back? My son. Almost made me want to tear up. But he would ask me every single day, he would say, Mom, you're not doing your butter. What are you doing? And at the time, he was like 9. So I'm like, yes, Carlton, I know I'm not, I'm doing it. You just haven't, I'm busy, I'm doing it, and, but I'm like, I wasn't, because he saw me hustle. He watched it from the beginning. He named one of my butters, so I made him feel a part of it, no matter what, because if I'm not
he kind of held you accountable,
big time.
Your passion, Mom.
Yes,
your passion.
He really did. He would ask me almost every day, Mom, I haven't seen you making butter. Well, what are you doing? Are you still making butter? And I had to jump back on my horse. I'm like, if my son is telling me this, come on, Candy, you can't let it go. And then I had, people asking me, hey, when are you going to do your next event? I want some more of this, or I need some more scrub, or, so it was the people that pushed me. Yeah. My son first. But it was a rough moment.
So it sounds like your son has kept you inspired. What else keeps you inspired?
My faith. And I have strong faith. I'm a very spiritual person. So I know that, first off, I know that he would never let me fail. The man upstairs will never let me fail.
Yeah.
He's never, ever steered me in the wrong way.
So you have a sense of calling in this?
Absolutely.
Or purpose in this?
Yes, I really do. I don't believe that he would have even allowed me to start this business or start my entrepreneurial journey to let me fall. He's never, since I was little, he's never put me in a path or a position to let me fall. So has your
faith been something that's always been with you?
Yes. Yes, since childhood. And it's weird, I know it. I've known it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I really have. I've known that there's angels, that are here to protect us. And if you haven't found that, and if a person hasn't found it, just stop sometimes and be quiet. Just be quiet and just be still. Yeah. And it will help you even in business, in work, in my personal life, with my child, sometimes I just have to be still.
Yeah.
And listen.
And so what does the spiritual side, because we don't really talk about that, right?
No,
we talk about what's your profit and loss look like? How are you doing as an entrepreneur?
Right.
But the spiritual side, the soul side, that's what I'm interested in, right?
Yes.
How does that impact you on a daily basis? Does it make a difference in how you do things, and how?
It makes a huge difference in how I do things. I think that a lot of things that I did, if I was to start it without some kind of a spiritual base, it would have failed. Because I can't explain it. It's like it's an inbound compass.
A compass.
It's a compass that is naturally built into me, and it's like there's the S, that's spiritual, the spiritual path. So I follow that, and it always turns the right direction. I notice when I don't follow my internal compass, that it's a very negative, it's a negative outcome.
And then what's your vision with this product line, and kind of like, what's your vision?
My vision ultimately is to have an entire retail store. entire retail store.
Natural Virgo
Natural
or
Virgo.
Candy's
Natural Virgo products. So you walk up, Natural Virgo products, you walk through double doors or a sliding door.
So a physical space.
A physical space.
And why is the physical space, like what I think is interesting, right? We live in the world of the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
And here you are with a physical product,
Yes.
you're actually making it,
Yes.
and you want a physical space.
Yes.
Why?
Homegrown. It's the old school homegrown. And people like to touch. People like to touch, people like to smell, people like to sample. So even in this space that's going to happen, right? This when we do get this Natural Virgo Products building,
right,
there should be multiple departments. Children, animal, home, female, male. It's an entire department store, so to speak.
And it's all about natural products.
All natural. All natural. All natural.
Which part of the products right now are the ones that have the most clients? Which products right now have gotten the most clients?
The most clients is the body butter.
Body butter?
It's the body butter, the body polishes, and the hairline.
Okay, and so what's in the hairline?
The hairline is, I use no coconut oils.
But what products are they?
It's a hair moisturizer, and it's a hair cream.
Okay.
So it's a hair care system, basically. You should always moisturize, even your skin. So the same thing for butter is the same thing for the hairline.
Okay.
When you get out of the shower, you butter.
Right.
Right? And when you get out of the shower, you're still damp. You want to butter while you're still damp.
Okay, so this is a really good question because I have been wondering about this.
With the hair.
Do you butter and then what's the order for the sugar and the butter?
So
it sounds like a recipe for something very sweet. It's just your life.
It is. It actually is. I take your shower. Your normal. This is what I tell people. Take your normal shower. While you're in the shower, scrub. Go ahead and scrub
in. Okay.
Scrub in while you've already taken your normal shower.
Right.
Do a scrub. Then you're done, right?
And then your body.
Then you get out and your body butter. You're gonna realize you don't need that much butter because you've scrubbed and it's nice, full of oils, vitamin E, healthy.
Oh, you don't have to talk me into these. I'm a lifer.
I know.
I'm a lifer.
And
now, but the hair products, are they for everyone? Are they for really curly hair?
Really, probably more curly hair because it's a moisturizer. And it also has glycerin, which is a humectant. So it's going to bring more moisture.
So for coarser, curlier hair. Because it's really moisturized.
Right.
And we can find it online. We can
find it online.
At NAP. It's NAPTURAL.
Yes.
Virgo.
Products.com. But in the springtime coming up, I'm actually making a couple different more hair products. One is a salty sea for more finer hair.
Okay. So a couple different categories for different types of hair.
Right. So I don't want it to be, and never wanted any of my products to be all for one particular person. So it won't be just for ethnic. I want it to be for everyone.
Right.
So I'm moving more, I have a very, 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 very diverse group of friends who are forcing me all kind of ways. So I'm making sure my products are diverse as well.
Awesome. So what are the biggest lessons that starting this has taught you?
It taught me that I can do it. That's the biggest lesson, that even as a working mother, a mommypreneur, I can do it.
So I've been a mommypreneur too, but my kids were teenagers. Actually, I was a mommypreneur through their whole lives, right? So I don't know if that has jaded them or not, but talk to me about the kind of the lessons there for you in terms of.
Well, being a mommypreneur, which I'm sure you know, it's a time thing, and balancing. It's a lot of balancing, making sure you don't neglect while enjoying this wonderful passion. You also have to make sure that you don't neglect your kid.
Do you involve him into your? How do you?
I do. I let him whip. I let him.
So he's making products.
Yes, I let him whip. Letting him name the first butter was huge for him.
Oh, that's very huge. So what's the first butter called?
It was called Fruit Paradise.
Fruit Paradise.
Yes, and I still have it. It's still on the website. But once I made Mango Perry, that went crazy. But Fruit Paradise, and it made him feel a part of it. And that makes our job easier as a mommypreneur. It won't feel like, you're working on your passion so much that you're forgetting about them. And they don't feel left out.
So integrate them.
Integrate them. Absolutely.
It's our business.
Absolutely. You have to integrate them. And it makes it more of a family thing, you know. Just the whole neglect thing is one thing because you can get caught up.
Oh, yeah.
Being
girlfriend, right?
You can get caught up in just working.
Well, and I can't even imagine your life. Okay, so give us your average week, like your average week. Walk us through your average week.
So my average week, Sunday dinner. So I'll start with a Sunday start. Sunday, getting ready for the next week. I try to line up all uniforms and things like that in the Sunday before. Check on any products that need to go out since Monday mail starts.
Yeah.
See if any orders, make sure all orders are out. Try to have those out at least by Wednesdays.
Okay.
I get so caught up though sometimes. Sometimes they're a week late going out.
Okay.
But I try to communicate with my clients and, make sure.
You're your entire shipping
I'm
department
everything.
too?
Manufacturing
and shipping.
and labeling.
This is though the beginning of startup, right? Yes. Like we see things when they're really huge, right?
Yes.
But sometimes we don't hear the stories about when it's one person.
Yes.
Okay, so that's Sunday. Then Monday you go to your job.
I go to my job, make sure he's up in the morning, up for school, get him done, make sure he has snacks, go to work, come home. If I have to make product, I do homework first, make sure I check it off, sign it, review it. Make sure I've done my, hey, baby, papa, done a little baby thing. Thankfully, he's 11 now. He just turned 11 on the 16th. But then I go into my world.
Then you spend a little time.
I do.
Do you repeat that each
I
day
do.
of the week?
I kind of do. I break up the monotony with fun stuff.
Yeah.
He goes to bed at 8:30. So he has an 8:30 bedtime.
Okay, so Monday night after he goes to bed, then you're back on the business.
Right, I'm back. Once I know he's down at 8:30, it's my time, and I use it however I want. So that's kind of throughout the week. That's pretty much how the week's Monday through Friday. If there's nothing going on, sometimes I make myself just step away from everything.
Yeah, do you ever chill? Like, what does chill look like in your life?
I go fishing.
You go fishing?
Yes. I'm a fishaholic, so I go fishing, and it's also a place of creativity.
Like off a dock?
Off a bridge. In St. Pete, we have tons of water. Okay. Tampa Bay area, so it's a place of creativity for me. Believe it or not, I come up with a lot of things when I'm on the water.
So that's your zen. That's your flow place.
Water,
and fishing.
Fishing on the water. Okay. Yeah, it's my thing.
We'll have a second version to hear if you've met any guys fishing. But that's where you go to chill.
I go to chill.
Okay, so what happens on Saturday and Sunday? You're not at your job.
I'm not at my job. I have a basketball game with the kid. So I do that. But then after the game, he's off with his dad and I do my thing. I catch up. I make product. I try new product. It's a lot. I use that Saturday and Sunday time very, very well. I have updating on my website. So imagine I still have my website to update. I post on Facebook, try to keep up with my page on Facebook and, let people know I'm still there, and let them see, show them what I'm doing because they want to see. So you still have to make time for your clients, not just selling them product.
Right.
You have to let them see what you're doing.
The story.
Every day.
So that's all weekend. Okay, so what do you say to people that say, you can't do it all? You can't have a job and start something. You can't be a single mom and be a good mom and start something and have a job. What do you say to them?
I wonder if they're a business owner.
I wonder if they've ever
even tried it, because it is so possible. And I think that's a big deterrent for a lot of young mothers who want to start a business. I think they get caught up, and they probably hear the things I've heard. I've heard this 1,000,001 times in the last few years that it has to be one or the other gets 100%. Either you're going to be 100% of your job or you're going to be 100% of your business. And that actually deterred me because I'm like, I'm not 100% of my business, then this won't work. It's not true. You have to balance. When you're starting out, there's really not 100% that you could put into it. You've done your best. Now you have to sell it on whoever you're trying to sell it on, or who you want to try your product, or who you want to trust your product. So you're not, you do have time to work. And if you're just starting a business, you're going to need to work to pay for product.
Okay, so what I hear you saying is if you're not Richard Branson
Yes.
and you don't have more money than month forever, you might be able to consider job and starting.
Yes.
And even job and starting and being a single mom.
Yes.
I've done it. You've done
Yes.
it. It can happen.
Yes.
So for all the women out there, or even men out there that are saying, okay, I've really wanted to start my passion, but I can't quit my job. What would be the 3 or 4 pieces of advice you'd give to a person right now?
I would tell them, A, don't leave your job.
Don't leave your job.
Don't leave your
Candy,
job.
at Naptural, you're hearing don't leave your job. Regardless of what everyone else has said.
Yes,
Okay, what
don't
else
leave
would
your
you
job.
say?
And you can do both, A. So don't leave your job because you need that money. You're going to need some kind of a startup unless you're rich. But that's why we're entrepreneurs, because we're starting out. We're startups. Do not leave your job.
If you need money and you want to use your job as your traction,
Yes.
keep it.
Balance.
2, what do you say next?
Balance.
Balance. What is balance?
Balance is, so now that you're not going to leave your job and you're starting a business, learn to balance. You know for sure that you have to be at this job.
Learn that you're never going to be in balance. Is what I see your hands doing, right?
Yes. So
you're counterbalancing.
Yeah, what do you call it? Scale. We're scaling. So scale, learn to scale. Teeter-totter, yes. Seesaw. So you do have to learn. And you know, to add to that is, what's important now? Put out the fire, whatever's burning, but don't try to be all places at all time. You can't do it. So that's where the frustration would kick in. So I would say keep your job.
Keep your job.
Balance.
Counterbalance. And decide what's important to you.
What's important. Budget. And I mean budget monetarily and budget your time. It's huge. Learn to budget. That's huge. Money and time. Those 2 are very, very important. And I don't know how, but if you have whatever you do spiritually, whatever you do to take you away, whatever you do to keep you positive, because positivity is major to me. My family's heard it. My friends heard it. I stay away from negativity as much as possible. So positivity is going to be huge. Whatever your spiritual background is, find it. If it's to go in the closet and close the door for an hour, if that's your thing, and just talk to yourself.
Yeah, what's that movie, The War Room?
Yes.
Find your war room.
Find your room.
It might be a fishing hole.
It could.
It might be a closet.
Exactly, but go to it.
Find your war room.
Find your peace, your zen. You know, you hear me, but I don't say that I don't sometimes feel like going, you know, you do that. Get it out.
What I love about talking to you today, and we are here with Candy from Naptural Virgo, is the passion you have about both and about not waiting,
yes,
about starting, even if you're working a job.
Yes.
And the other thing about just designing a life.
Yes.
You're designing a life that works for you
yes.
and your son, and yes. you're not waiting to live out your passion.
That's right.
And so what I is so inspiring is that's a voice that's not always getting heard in the startup community.
Yes.
And I think it's so important for a big population of women that really would like to start. So we can find you at
www.naturalvirgoproducts.com.
Right.
And it has all my contact information. And I also welcome any young ladies who are open or who have questions or want to know more about my journey. Definitely reach out to me.
And we can follow you on
Facebook
at
Natural Virgo Products. Natural Virgo Products.
And I am a testimony that she has the best body butter and sugars ever. So I will be lifetime client.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Your story with us
thank
today.
you. I thank you for having me, and I love you as a person. So keep doing what you're doing. You make an impact.
For more information on how to start something, go over to pamhoelzle.com. And for more great videos, hit us up at Dear Rockstar at YouTube and on iTunes at Dear Rockstar. Start something.